Hey everybody, I'm nothing if not punctual, at least in this instance. So, yeah, this is just a very impromptu idea. So I don't know how many people will join. I just kind of wanted to test out some features of being the host of a meeting or whatever. So I hope at least a couple of you will join. But from now on, if we want to do this more regularly or whatever, we can always I'll like schedule it further in advance and let people know. Um, so you have time to plan for it and whatnot. But I just thought, well, since I'm just learning, let's just um, have a smaller group hopefully, and we'll see how it goes. So if it's just too small, I might just not keep this recording, or I might only stay on a few minutes. But I did have a couple topics to discuss if um people do join. So I hope nothing is wrong with the link or anything. If so, hopefully you'll post it in the Facebook comment or something. But anyway, I just wanted to get to know some of my viewers better. So if you're there, just go ahead and I thought I had my announcements turned on, so I'll know if someone joins, but you can just go ahead and speak up anytime. I think I don't even have you muted or anything. I think you can always mute yourself with Alt A, but otherwise, you can just speak up. You don't even have to raise your hand or anything unless the group gets too big, but I don't think that will be a worry this time. But also if anyone's well, I should wait till somebody joins to say that part because otherwise you'll miss it because I don't think there's a way to like back it up and like on YouTube or something. On a live there, you can always start from the beginning if you tune in late or whatever and put it on fast speed. That's what I usually do. But yeah. So I'm skipping some of my notes here. But I'll get back to them later. Ooh, someone has joined the meeting. So I don't know if they want to be brave enough to say hi or not. Um, but so I'm not gonna say who it is because I don't want to call you out if you just would rather sit and listen. But this is just going to be like an ask me anything type thing. And just to get to know my viewers more and to um have them like tell me how you found out about me or my channel, or if you didn't know anything about me and just saw the link and thought, hey, I'll join this meeting. Because I'm not doing anything better at the moment. Sometimes impromptu works best for those things.
Oh,
um
Connie, good morning.
hey, hi,
This
it's
is
Roger,
this is
right?
Roger. Yes, that's correct, right? From the old Facebook days and from the group,
Yeah.
the Smart Vision Glasses, Smart Glasses group. And I'm a friend of Rory's from a long time ago, and you and I have at least corresponded via email a few times and Messenger. I never had a chance to say
Yes.
hi to you in person, so I said, I know what, I'm going to say hi to her right now.
Very awesome. I'm glad you're brave. I said, I don't know how many people will join because this just kind of came up last minute. So,
I just saw it on Facebook. I said, "Hey, I have to say hi to Connie." You know that trip around the sun with the Good Maps Explorer app. That was the most fun I'd heard listening to Good Maps in a long, long time.
well, it wasn't working perfectly, but yeah, I got there. So that's what counts, huh?
That was awesome. Hey, what do you know about the new Oakley HSTNs? Oakley HSTNs. What do you know
Yeah,
about
I've heard
those?
about them. I'm not really planning on buying them
Oh, come on!
because
You want two pairs? Come on! Don't
I have
don't kid
two
me.
pairs.
You want
That's the
two pairs of them?
problem.
Yeah,
I
that's
have
enough.
two
Yeah.
metas. So do you think you'll get them?
I think so. I think they're having a here at I'm in Maine, as you recall, at Sunglass Hut. They're having a sort of a release party. I think around September 25th. So
Ah,
they'll have a glasses
okay.
release party, sort of an Oakley release. They're going to get them in the stores. I mean, they've had them online since the 26th here, but in the stores at least through Sunglass Hut, not till the latter part of September. So, Maine and New Hampshire, they're having a sort of a Welcome to Oakley thing around the 25th. I think for a couple of days, 25th, 26th, they're having like a special on those to kind of get folks, into them. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
I will. I don't have the metas. I'm on your group, but I don't have them. I've been
Oh, you
waiting. I don't
don't? Well,
have
then
the
you
agreement yet.
definitely should get them. I
I
was
think
tempted
so.
just because of the longer battery life, but
The longer battery life, I think the better camera. I really want to try this with Ira. So you probably don't know, but I am one of the beta testers here
yep, I
for
do remember that for
one of the
Ira.
beta testers for the Echo Vision Giga glasses,
Oh,
which
for that
haven't
too.
come out
Oh,
yet.
yeah,
So yeah, I do. I test everything. I'm a tester. I'm a tester.
that's
I'm
cool.
really wanting to put the when we ever get them. I'm looking to put the Echo Vision Gigas up against the Metas. I really bought glasses only for pretty much the use of Ira. I know we use
Uh-huh.
Ira through WhatsApp with the Metas. I've never used it in
Yes.
that configuration. I know maybe you have through WhatsApp.
Yep, it's
Um,
not the most seamless thing, but I'm glad at least there's a way to do it.
Yeah, so how's that working out? I have not had the pleasure of doing it because I don't have the Ray Bans. How is the connection and how is the transition in the quality? How does that work out for you?
I mean, sometimes it's a little bit glitchy, but
All right.
all in all, it's once you know the process too, like some people I think are just a little intimidated because they have to like click a join call button and stuff,
Oh
but it
yeah.
really
Oh
isn't,
yeah.
there's not anything really to it once you
Oh
know,
no,
but it's
nothing to
it's
it.
not quite as hands-free as like just telling the glasses to call Be My Eyes, but
Oh
still.
sure. So yeah, so I will be testing for the Gigas, and when they ever eventually come out, they've had some production delays with some
Yes,
quality
that's
issues.
usually the case with new technology.
Oh yeah. So I'll be putting those up against the. Now they are supposed to have Aira built into to their API. So they've shared the API with Aira, so the glasses are supposed to directly connect. There's been some lag and some latency and some poor connections with
Ah,
the prototypes of the Giga glasses. That's hopefully going to be sorted out sooner than later. And so I am looking to do the HSTNs against the Metas. And now it looks like Meta is having a situation now where they've just released facial recognition. They're trying to get that
yeah,
rolled out
that
through
would be
Meta. They
cool.
are putting that into play. So it should be an interesting experience where facial recognition was not part of Meta's roadmap before. They are they have some foray into that now. So we'll see how that all goes. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I held off on the Ray-Bans because I thought, well, maybe another better pair of glasses will come out, and I heard that Oakley might be the better thing. Now, of course, Google's coming out with glasses at some point in their
I
future.
know.
So everything is
Yes.
glasses. Everything is wearable. Glasses, glasses, glasses.
Yeah, so what's HSTN?
Oh, I don't even know what that even stands for.
Oh,
HST is what they're
okay.
calling the Oakley brand that has
Ah,
these.
okay.
That's that sporty looking set of
Yeah, and
glasses that
does
Oakley's
Oakley
making.
do they do the landscape too? Did I hear something like that?
Well, now
Ah, okay.
the Giga
Yes,
Echo Vision is set up for
they do.
landscape.
Yeah. I got a demo of the Gigas when I was at the NFB convention.
Right.
So yeah,
And so
so
what was your impression at that time?
well they're a little bit glitchy, but I
That's what I
like
thought.
I like what they promised to do.
Yeah.
And so my brother is Rory's getting a pair of them, so he can tell me
Well,
all
yeah,
about them.
I pre-ordered my way back, and they've invited me onto the beta test team. So we'll see how this all goes, barring
Yes.
any more product delays and difficulties. They're looking at shipping in, I think October. I think now they've moved it to October, November. This is
Right.
for the a Giga Echo Vision I'm describing. So I don't know what Oakley HSTN really stands for,
Yeah, I'm
but that is what
curious
Oakley's
now.
calling them.
But I know that the Gigas will have hands-free access to Aira.
Yeah, they built it into the API, so they do
Yeah.
have that baked in. That is already part of the API
And then the
structure.
Google Glasses too. Speaking of, since you're such a tester, did you apply for the smart testers for the Aira AI thing?
Never heard of it. No, I just got
Oh,
approved a couple
really?
days. No, I had to sign the NDA a couple days ago. So
Oh, okay.
I had to sign the agreement a couple days ago. So I'm in there
Yep.
now, just waiting to get final
Okay.
approval
I've been a
after
little
the
bit
NDA.
disappointed of it. We probably aren't allowed to say too much as testers, but I think it's a work in progress, but they'll get there eventually.
I don't know. We'll see how this all goes. This is an exciting time
It is.
to be visually impaired. It really is an exciting
Yeah.
time to be blind. I know that sounds
Yep.
bizarre, but there's so many
I
things
agree.
on the horizon. It's just awesome.
Yep, that is for sure. And
I'm gonna have a peanut butter cookie while we
well,
talk.
you do
I
that.
will. And by the way, maybe a year or so back there, nice piano jamming with your sister. Nice
Oh,
jam on the piano, by the way.
oh, thank you, thank you. We love our music. That is for certain.
Yeah, I've been playing
Um,
drums professionally for about 48 years and
ooh,
been doing the recording engineering for 30, 35 years and the sound reinforcement and all that sort of thing. So my background is in engineering and audio
that is
reinforcement, so
awesome.
and drums, of course. But yes, I enjoyed your jam back a year or so back there with Rory and your sisters and everybody.
Yes.
That was a lot of fun. That
Mhm.
was a hoot.
It was a hoot. We do like to play when we get together. It just wouldn't be the same if we didn't do that. Yep.
Absolutely, absolutely. But
It-
yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you know how the Echo Visions fare. I don't know how they are going to fare, but I'll let you know. And if
mhm,
I am able to get to the Sunglass Hut to get the Oakley quote HSTNs or whatever they call them, I'll let
mhm.
you know. Um,
Cool. Yeah, I've been kind of debating about letting people discuss the Echo Visions on the Facebook group, but I haven't really let them so far because then it wouldn't really be fair if I didn't let the
they
Envision
already have their own.
people.
We already have our own
I
group that
know.
Kevin's running, so I
And I
wouldn't try
think that
to.
I am, yeah, I am in that group, but I haven't really looked at it that much since I don't have a pair of
I
them.
wouldn't try to intermix that. I mean,
Yep, I agree.
an occasional comment every now and then, maybe, but I wouldn't try to
Uh-huh.
intermix. They already have their own group. You've got your own group, and there
Yep.
are people in both groups simultaneously.
Right, that's
I'm
true.
in
So
that
they
group.
can,
I'm in your group. So I
there
mean,
you go.
I think if somebody has like this tremendous, earth-shattering mega mambo announcement that they just have to share,
Right.
maybe you can
Maybe.
decide at that point. But just a general chit chat, no, it's just a waste of time.
Yep. Do you know how
So,
many members are in the Giga group?
I don't know, 600 or so. What do you got? Like 4 or 5 thousand?
Yeah, there's
So
pretty unreal from all over
yeah,
the
it's
world.
pretty crazy. So I've been
Yep.
following the threads, just the
That's
posts and
cool.
stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was interesting to join. I work as an assistive technology specialist for my state, and so I'm always interested in
Ah.
what's happening on all the groups, and see, even if I don't have the Ray Bans, maybe I'll have a student that will be interested in, so hey, I can turn you on
Exactly.
to this group or that group. This is a great
Yeah.
bunch of people or whatever. I always have some insight for them, and the students really appreciate that, and they appreciate knowing, that there's already a group that already exists that talks about the same thing that I own. Oh, how awesome
Mm-hmm.
is that, right? So
Exactly. It's
yeah,
been
we
very
appreciate you
helpful
having
for
that group for
people.
us. It's awesome. We sure appreciate your time doing that for
Oh,
us.
no problem. I don't even post on there very much anymore, but I'm so grateful for all the active people on there that are willing to answer the same question even for the 10th time or whatever.
Well, that's awesome. It's awesome. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see where this is going. There's rumors that Apple may come out with a wearable. Google's supposed to come out with a wearable. We've got the Meta on the Meta thing. Now we've got a place called, I think it's Rocket or something like that. Rocket is supposed to have some glasses coming out. So all these different wearables. It's amazing. We got the Solos, through Envision. Those are coming out. Solos glasses, that Envision is touting. So I mean, it is an
Yep.
exciting time. I mean, there's lots of
It is.
competition.
Yeah, almost too much. It gets a little bit overwhelming sometimes.
Glasses,
But
glasses, glasses.
I know.
What was
So
that?
how
Marsha,
come
Marsha, Marsha. Yeah. So yeah. So that's one of those things. I don't know.
why did
I don't
you
know.
hold off on buying them? The metas, I mean.
I held off because I didn't think the Ray-Bans were all that special. I knew that
Yeah,
they were
that's
coming
what
out with
Rory said
Oakleys at some
too.
point down the road.
Yep.
I had heard way back that Oakley was going to get the contract. Oakley and Meta, I mean Oakley and Ray-Ban are all owned by that same major big conglomerate whose name I can never pronounce. They're all owned by the same company. Oakley, Meta, I'm sorry, Oakley and Ray-Ban are owned by like this big, European-based company who's got a super long name that I couldn't pronounce in a million years. So I had heard through the grapevine that Oakley was going to get a contract after the Ray-Bans were, 2 or 3 years into their life cycle. Oakley was going to get the contract to make another slightly better set of glasses.
Ah,
That
so you
supposedly
had
they're
heard
better.
about
I
that way back before most other people.
Probably 8 months ago, I kind of heard through the grapevine that was coming down the pipe.
Okay.
Uh, so I keep my ear to the ground, which means I get kicked in the head a
Yes.
lot. I heard about that, so I was kind of holding off, and um, of course, like everything else, every 2 or 3 years there'll be a better
I
mousetrap,
know
and
that's the
3 years from
problem.
now, Oakley will be, oh, we got to make a better thing or a faster thing or whatever. So I don't know that these will be the end all be all, but they are a
Right.
little better than the Ray Bans at the moment,
Yep. And I'm
camera
hoping that
wise and
the
battery
cost
life.
might even, hopefully the cost will even come down more as they all of these things like are competing with each other and stuff.
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, I think that's why Envision had to make a move. Their $2,000-3,000 Google Enterprise Envision glasses that haven't
Hmm.
had Google hasn't even updated those because they've been discontinued from Google's thing for 5-6 years. The Enterprise
Yep.
glasses, Google hasn't made those in a long time. Envision had a whole stockpile of them in the warehouse, so they had to sell them off. But who's gonna spend $2,000-3,000 when you can spend $4.99,
Exactly.
$3.99? 5.99,
Exactly.
whatever the case
Very
might be.
true. Yep. And even the
So
metas have improved a lot since I first got them.
yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yep, that's
Have you
cool.
had good luck with? I know you've got the Ray Bans, of course.
Hmm.
They're a little different, in terms of battery life, not being quite as bodacious as some of the other brands. You get about 30, 40, 50 minutes on the streaming video there. Have you
Yeah.
tried the live? I guess it's called Live AI.
Yes,
Uh,
I did, but I find it a little bit frustrating because like if there's anyone else in the room and they're talking or I'm answering them, then of
yeah.
course the glasses get all confused.
Oh, I guess I was talking about the effectiveness of it. Do you find that it's less prone to making hallucinations? Is it getting
Not
better?
really. No, yeah, like some things, like I don't know why this right and left thing is so hard for any AI that I've tried, basically.
I
Uh,
think it's almost a perspective of the camera, so everything's kind of mirror
yes.
image, right? So when you look at something, it has to translate that and reverse it. Because when you look at something, that something that you're looking at that's on
Exactly.
your right is really on the left of the glasses. If you were facing them, everything is
Yep.
is bass backwards. You know what I'm
That
saying?
was my
So,
theory too as to why it gets confused, but you just still wouldn't think that they would be that hard to train to because they're not consistent. That's the frustrating thing. Like they'll say one thing one time and then you ask it 2 seconds later and they'll say, "Oh yes, it is on your left" or what's something. It's kind of funny.
yeah, I think it is. I think it is sort of still a recipe for success. So they're trying to work on it,
Yep.
and sometimes it can be kind of flaky. Of course, since I don't have the Ray Bans, I have not been able to try Live AI, but I've heard
Hmm.
good things about it. But I don't know if it's
Yeah, I think it
reliable. So I thought
worked.
I would ask you if it was reliable or not.
Well,
If you
it
thought it
works
was
good for
reliable.
some things, like things where you're not moving around a lot, like if you're cooking or whatever, and just
Yeah.
asking it like holding stuff up to identify what you're holding or how does the food look and things like that. But I like to use everything for I always test it on navigation type things, and it's not quite there yet.
What happens? We have latency, or it just is inaccurate, or both.
Yeah, like it keeps just commenting on the current like video clip whenever you ask the question, even though you've walked away from that scene, it still refers back to whenever you ask it something else, it still is commenting on what it saw before.
Can you do a bypass or an interrupt and say, no, no, I want to continue now. I need you to free focus on this. Can we focus on this now and stop it in its tracks and say, oh, no, no, no. I don't care about the last thing you saw 20 seconds ago. I
That is
want
an
to have you
idea.
interrupt and I want to have you tell me about the thing I'm passing right now.
Right. I
Can
don't
you
know if
interrupt
I've
this?
ever tried that specific thing, but that's still more chatter than I would prefer. And I think the Gigas are working more on that, like where it actually
Yeah.
announces in real time as you're moving. But that's was kind of annoying too in a way, because I only want what I want. I don't want it to tell me everything or what's
Yeah, right.
Like I wanted to
Exactly.
tell me when it sees this certain bench or something, but it can't do proactive stuff like that yet.
Have you tried your Android phone with Google Gemini? I think it has a live description where you can turn on the mic and camera and talk to the Gemini in real
Yep.
time, and that seems to be pretty snappy. I have an
It
iPhone, so
is.
I,
Yeah, they're all it's very similar to that actually. Yeah, I haven't really and I've tried Chat GPT as well.
yeah,
And they're all
ChatGPT, yeah.
kind of very comparable. And then the Astra, which I was hoping that would even be better because it's like hooked in with the Google AI. That's the Aira AI project.
Yeah.
But it has a few additional issues, but I'm sure it's just a matter of time. We just have to be patient. We get spoiled so easily with all this AI stuff. We want more, more, more.
Yeah, well, like I say, I just finally filled in the last DocuSign NDA form for that, so I haven't actually. I don't.
Cool.
My app still shows that I can be invited and that I should take the survey, but in the reality, I've already sent all the documentation in for the
Huh.
Astra, so I will know in a few days how it is or how it isn't, or what
Yep.
it's like, and I'll be able to have an idea for myself. Hey, is this going to be like awesome, awesome, or is this going to be like another tool that works like 60% of the time and 40% of the
Right.
time doesn't? I don't know how it's going to be yet.
Yeah, but they had a Zoom meeting too, so I'm really glad that all these various, like I really like that about Glidance too, where
Oh,
they
the
can
guidance
have,
at the glide unit. That's going to be
yes.
awesome. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, so you're a glide enthusiast as well?
Well,
Awesome.
I wouldn't say I'm an enthusiast. I'm still an
Oh,
avid white cane user, as you are
really?
also an avid white cane
Yes.
user. I think there's room for it in the toolbox, though. Yes, I
Yeah,
think there's room
especially
for it.
when that's the thing. Like people always like I have several friends that are guide dog users and I envy some of the abilities that like the dog has to make things easier. But yet I don't like it enough for me to actually get my own dog, but the Glide I think would kind of have the best of both worlds. So,
Oh, they're still, they're still a work in progress. They're still in alpha testing. They're
yes,
getting ready to
they
release
are.
another alpha unit here. I mean, I think it's another tool. I mean, there's been a whole bunch of these things coming out, Connie. The
I
Sunu
know.
band, the thing you have to wear, the thing you can wear around your chest. There's like a bunch of sensors, a
Yes.
bunch of these different
And the
ones have
things
come
on your
out
feet, the
and the
shoes.
things on your shoes. And
Yeah,
so,
I know.
I mean, it's great that there's a lot of innovation and a lot of entrepreneurial ship, a lot of entrepreneurship going on. Just everybody's trying to make like a better mousetrap, and
Hmm.
at one point, we will finally have something that is like the most awesome thing. But you can't fault these guys for trying to make better stuff. And some people come and go, and
Yep.
some people that tried it are gone, and other companies are replacing the ones that have gone by the wayside. So it's a thing. You gotta be pretty tough to make it in this industry, and
You
so I
do.
think Glidance has a chance. I think they have a good product. They're going through extensive testing because, of course, this is outside in the real world. They don't want to have somebody like walking into traffic. They want to make sure that the AI and the Glidance and the cameras and the gyroscopes are like awesome, awesome. So it's going
Yes.
through a lot of phases, so it's not just being rushed to market. So
Hmm.
what's his name? Is that his name? Alex, the guy that runs this thing. Alex is really
No,
putting a lot of
Amos.
Amos doing a
Yeah,
lot of due diligence and really trying to make the thing as good as he can make it, at least as good as
exactly.
he can make it in the first version before someone has a a catastrophe and says, "Oh man, I just
Yep.
got run over by a car thanks to your product." And he wants to make it the best he can make it, so it's not being rushed to market. It's going through all these different city alpha tests, and a lot of people are testing it out. So I think it has a chance.
True.
It's another tool. Will it replace my white cane? I would have
You're
to say probably
skeptical?
not.
Really, I think once I learn to trust it, if it does what I envision, but yeah, I'm not going to give up my cane anytime
No,
soon.
hang on to that
And
cane, Connie. That
yeah,
cane will serve you for
exactly.
many, many years.
It will. Yep.
It's served me for 58 years, and it'll
Hmm.
continue serving me. And I won't be able to say that I'll be able to keep Ambutech in business, but I buy a few canes from Ambutech. So no,
That's where I get mine as well.
I don't think that the product is being rushed to market like some of these other products. I think there's a lot of time and effort and a lot of research and development going into this, and he's actually getting feedback from real users, real test data, And that's the best thing. Like, oh, geez, we didn't realize it was going to have this problem. Let us fix this. And
Yep.
oh, we didn't realize it was going to like excel in this area. That's great. Let us keep working on this. So there's a lot of testing happening. And so I
Yes, a
think his
lot of
product has
unknowns.
potential. I think it does have
Mm-hmm.
potential. How it will be like in Maine, where we have a lot of snow and a lot of
Right.
cold and a lot of different things to traverse. I think you're in what South? You're in South Dakota, so you guys must get snow as
Yes,
well.
we
Um,
do. Yep,
so
and
how
like
that will traverse and that, what will
I
happen to
know.
the sensors or the cameras, when you go through a sidewalk full of snow. Okay, now we got
Mm-hmm.
to sort of scrape off the camera lenses and get things sort of cleaned up so that the thing has a good view. I don't know what will happen with snow. I don't know if they've
Yep.
even tested it with snow, but they should.
Right. Yep. Well, the other day somebody was asking about ice, and they said it actually does a good job of like you can feel when it's on ice.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, snow is a whole nother thing.
Snow's a whole different thing. I spent a little while in Cleveland back in the 80s in engineering college, and we had lots of snow in Cleveland. I remember walking, in foot-high drifts into class, so I'm from
Yep.
Maine, so I was used to it, but
Yep. You're used to it.
uh,
Yep.
my cane served me well then, and it serves
Hmm.
me well now. And so and the all-terrain cane, that's a whole different thing. The all-terrain cane
Right.
that guy's making over there, that thing's a serious workhorse.
Wow.
Uh,
I've never tried it. I'd love to though.
oh man, that thing. Yeah, I had a chance to check that out, and that thing is man. You could club somebody over the head, man. They'd be knocked out for days. Uh,
Wow, that would be
that's
fun to try out on our ranch where there's all kinds of hills
on
and
the
rocks
ranch.
and
Yes, that's right. On
yeah.
the ranch. Now, do you raise horses or cattle or?
Cattle, well, we don't ourselves, but we have been leasing the land to
Yeah, yeah.
someone else. So, yep.
So if I need some like slabs of beef, some steak, I can give you a call, all right?
There you
Yeah,
go.
so yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, this is an exciting time, and
Hmm.
really the sky is the limit. I mean, it's when screen readers came out back in the 90s, we thought we had reached the pinnacle of success, but now, of course, 25, 30 years later, hey, we're seeing wearables and all kinds of great things and mobility aids that we never thought we'd see. We got AI, fancy cameras. This is a great time.
It is. And have you used the Innosearch website at all?
I am a big fan of the Innosearch. I do
Oh,
some testing for them, and they just released a new food and
food.
shopping,
I
food and
know.
grocery situation just a couple days back here.
Yeah. I just got an email about that today. Do you know what they charge for delivery on that, or does it vary by the store?
I think it's going to vary by store and by municipality, I would imagine. I don't know
Okay.
if they're using like Uber Eats on the back end, if they're using DoorDash on the back end. They got some sort of API thing going on with somebody because they're not doing the service, I don't think, by themselves.
Right.
They have
That's
to
what I
go with an
assumed as
established
well.
an established service, but they've got some great the menus are very accessible when you click on the restaurant and you see what the
Yep.
offerings are. That's very, very cool. It's very, very
Yes.
awesome. And right now it's like $5 off if you use the code FOOD, all in
D
caps. You
Oh,
get $5
very
off your
good.
first order, which I know you already saw that in your email. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, so I don't know which back end API they're piggybacking off them, but my uneducated guess is that they're using like an Uber Eats or a DoorDash sort of deal. That's
Right.
my that's my guess. Like they
I'll just be
query,
curious
you know.
though if it's still cheaper though because like I'm so impressed with how quickly I get things from InnoSearch most of the
Oh, they're
time and
they're
it's
fantastic.
free deli shipping. I can't believe it's free. Awesome.
Yeah, I don't know how they're making money. I don't know how they
Yeah,
how they how they're making any nickels on this because like most
I
of the
know.
same time, I think the prices are pretty much the same on their site as they are on everybody else's site. They don't seem to have
Hmm.
anything marked up very much. If they do at
Exactly. And
all,
like
it's
a
very
lot of
nice and
like for
inexpensive.
Amazon, you have to have a minimum order to get free shipping and it
That's right.
doesn't come nearly as fast. So it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and they've got a very nice search tool. You can call by phone.
Yep.
You can do the speech if you don't want to use the website kind of thing. And so yeah, I mean it's a great system. I'm trying to get them to implement PayPal if I can because I hate
Oh, that
using
would be
plastic.
good.
Yeah, I like to
Hmm.
use I like to use my
I agree
PayPal
with you.
as opposed to
Yep.
that 18% interest on my little rectangular
Exactly.
thing called a
Well, I
credit
use
card.
it. You can use a debit card too, but you still have
Yeah.
to renew it then and all that stuff.
Oh
And
yeah. So
yeah.
eventually they might support PayPal at some point. We've been talking about that with those guys for a bit,
Mm-hmm.
and it hasn't happened yet, but it is in discussion. So we'll see
Great.
if they ever capitulate to my demands
I
of
think that's a
PayPal.
great idea. So tell them you're not the only one that wants it.
So yeah, I mean it's a great thing, and I haven't tried to order any food from them. I looked at it this morning just to see which restaurants were in my area, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the same ones that I see on DoorDash and Uber
Yep.
Eats are here. So that's why I think they're piggybacking off of one of those sort of API, either the DoorDash or the Uber Eats API, just to get that sort of thing into their system. I don't know
Yes.
that to be the case,
Right.
but
But that must
uh,
be, I would think.
I can't imagine that they actually have their own service. I would suspect that they are using or using
Right. So like for
someone else's
DoorDash,
services.
do you use like DoorDash on your phone mostly or on your computer?
I'm an iPhone user, and I find that it's very
Uh,
good on the iPhone. I can't speak to the Android side. You'd have to speak to that more because you have one, Android that
yes.
is. So
I
I
think
can't
it's
speak to it.
just as good as iPhone.
Yeah, I think so. In a lot of cases, their apps are pretty similar.
Hmm.
Not too much disparity between the vendors there on the iPhone or the Android. Sometimes a little bit of a difference on some apps, but not as
Yeah.
much as it
And I
used to be.
think they're used to, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The iPhone was definitely like more accessible back in the day, but I think Android has really made a lot of improvements in that regard.
Yeah, so I am a curious soul. I am always
I can
curious. So
tell.
well, that's right. So I was in fact gonna actually I am instant message you on Messenger and have an audio
Yes.
conversation with you. But since you have this Zoom thing going on, I get to ask my question now. I've always wanted to ask this question.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh boy, let's see. Can we have a let's see. Hold on a minute.
Drum roll.
Let me walk over here. Hold on. Let's see if we can
An
do this.
actual
Hold on.
drum roll. I love it.
Uh, when you do your videos,
Uh-huh.
I am not a YouTuber, so I would like to have you talk with me at probably not on this call because it's probably not the focus of this call, but I'd like to talk with you about how you basically put these together and the phones or things that you have to use to make this, especially like if you're out and about and you're trying to film something and then you're trying to let us hear the audio at the same time and you're
Right.
still using your own phone to do the thing you're doing. What all of the mechanics that have to happen to make this all happen that we hear? What are all the mechanics that have to happen behind the scenes? So I want to talk to you
Exactly.
about that sometime, like all of the things that have to happen.
Uh-huh. I've gotten so many requests for that, and I've thought about doing a video about that, but in a way, I don't want to give away all my secrets either.
Well, we'll
Because
have
then
to
I'll
have a
have
private
competition.
messenger chat because I would like to do something like that, but I am not. I'm into audio. I don't do much with video, obviously, but
Okay. By the way,
so
did you turn on your video for this Zoom call or
I did
not?
not. My phone is in my pocket,
Oh,
but
okay. Fine be that way.
I will turn on my video here
Okay, just
in
so
just a second
people
here,
can
just to
get a.
say
I might
hello.
put this on YouTube. Yeah, I hope you don't mind.
Hang on just a second.
You've been
Let
a
me get this.
great guest because you're chatty and I'm not always that chatty. So if there's only one person on besides me. Yeah, this went great.
Well, Connie, do you have any residual eyesight or no? I can't
No,
remember
and
if
you
you.
don't either, right?
I have retinopathy of prematurity, ROP, so I have just a little bit of light perception.
Oh, I do have a little bit of light perception as well. So have you been pretty much blind all your life?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So this is the thing. Since I can't remember which camera is being used on my
Ah,
phone, either
you'll
the
do
front or
try
the back
both.
camera. What's that? Yeah. So either
Right.
you're gonna see me on this side, or you're gonna just flip the phone around on this camera here. So somebody will see me
There
for
you
a
go.
few
That's
seconds
Roger.
with one of either you'll see me or you'll see the wall.
There you
So we'll
go.
flip back to this camera here on the front, and we'll just see here. So here I am. I'm waving. I'll even wave on the back side of the camera.
So
And
you're
now I've waved
covered.
on both sides of the
Oh, my
camera.
sister just joined, but the meeting is about to end. Kim, say hi to Roger.
How you doing, ma'am?
I wonder if she's muted. She shouldn't be. Maybe she just wanted to listen, but I called her out. Okay, but yeah, this meeting is about to end because I'm using the free version of Zoom and they only give you not as like not unlimited time. So
Well, Connie,
But
I don't remember if we are technically friends on Facebook or Messenger, but I'd like to converse with you about my question about the YouTube situation because it's very interesting to me, and since because I have a background in production, I want to know what I would be up against if I had to do something like this, even if I put some stuff together of like my band or I play for a Jimmy Buffett tribute band. I play drums, and so just to be able to film something and have it come out to be like something that somebody would even want to watch would be helpful
exactly.
to know. So I'm not sure if you have me on your Facebook. You can check sometime, but I appreciate the chat and I really appreciate all your insight, Connie. Very, very nice to meet you this morning.
Very cool. Thanks a lot for joining. And for the other participant, I just realized it might not be my sister because I don't think the last name was on there. But so anyway, thank you for you too, and we'll do this again sometime.
Well,
Okay,
you have
bye
a
for
blessed
now.
day and keep
Thank
on
you.
rocking with the piano. And I'll talk with you real soon, Connie. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Oh, and be sure to everybody that's watching this, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel Gliding Through Blindness, and I really appreciate all my viewers, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye bye now.
Hi and bye.
Oh, there's my sister.
That was me.
Okay, so you say your 2 cents. I still have 2 minutes left here. How come you
Oh,
were late? Did you just see the post late or
I
something?
just now saw it. Yeah. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Well,
maybe we'll get
Roger
on
was a
next week.
great. Yeah, I'm glad I had
Yeah.
at least one person there.
Yeah, it sounds like he kept everything going just fine.
He did. He was awesome. Is Roger still there? We sound a lot alike, so I'm curious if he can tell us apart. Maybe he left. Okay, but yeah, this was fun. We'll have to do it again when people actually have more advanced notice because I just kind of
Yeah.
did this all impromptu at the last minute. So yeah, anyway, we'll talk to you guys next time, and I hope this will work when I end the meeting here. So bye for now.